Now, which wrestler do you not want to pay to see? Which wrestler is overrated to you?
Whoa, on the WWE roster.
There's a lot to choose from.
I know there's a lot to choose from. I'm not going to take the obvious choice with Roman Reigns, just because I think that that's more of a creation of fans' disdain for the product and just the fact that it's kind of a worn out thing right now with me, and it's like, okay, great, we as loud as we boo and we dislike that Roman's getting opportunity after opportunity, WWE isn't going to change their mind anytime soon about that, although they might be softening a little bit now at this point and pushing some other people. But
I can do my choice if you want to think.
It's such a hard thing, Morehouse, to figure out, because now they've got they do such a good job of vetting and creating characters now and that stuff than they did almost 5 or 10 years ago. That, okay, if I got to pick a guy who's overrated, fine. R-Truth.
Really?
Yeah. What's the deal?
Is he really on TV?
What's the deal? Well, he just got drafted to SmackDown Live apparently here a couple of weeks ago. So
that's the first time I saw him on TV in like a long time.
R-Truth is overrated. There we go.
Okay,
he's just the rapping jobber guy now at this point of his career. I know he's had a huge career. I know NWA World Champion. One of the guys who helped build TNA over the last 15 years or so and that stuff, and then WWE brought him back in. Had that great run with Cena, the early part of the 2010s and that stuff. But since then, really hasn't done much, and we haven't seen him on TV and everything. But the times we do, it's like the most inopportune. Oh, okay, R-Truth, that's nice. So overrated.
And he's still playing the gimmick. Yeah, he's still playing the gimmick of I have like brain damage and I don't know what's happening.
Sure. So that's just that's me probably scraping absolute bottom of the barrel, because I don't think there's really any overrated acts on that roster, with the exception of Roman Reigns, but I'm not going to pile on Roman. So
I have 2 picks, but I'm going to go with my first choice, I think.
All right.
My first choice is a man whose theme song is more over than the wrestler, and that's Bobby Roode.
Really?
I find him lackluster. His matches are kind of boring. Mm-hmm. He fights a lot like lamer Triple H. I find his style is just slow. Mm-hmm. But his theme song, if he didn't have the song, no one would be behind him at all, I believe.
So if he had more of the song that he was doing, or that he was using in TNA just prior to, and mm-hmm. not the famous CFO money trap, I should say.
Yeah, and nothing about him interests me. He's just a bland guy right now. My other choice is going to be Kane, but even then, Kane has earned, his pedigree, and he's going to be a future Hall of Famer, even if he's pushed a little too much. But I just have nothing of interest with Bobby.
Kane kind of just is a part-timer. Pops in and out once in a while, and mm-hmm. That's the thing, is that it's harder now to answer that question because of WWE's vetting process now with their gimmicks and everything is a lot better, and their creative is a lot better than it was at the beginning part of the decade. If we were mm-hmm. talking like 2011 WWE, there would be a cavalcade of names we could pick from. Evan Bourne would be one on my list.
Overrated? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
What?
The guy doesn't really, just a real generic look, and he could do a 6 shooting star and take an RKO insane. But other than that, that's it. And that would be, my choice out of that era. But, it's so tough now to even, you look at even NXT right now, and just, you'd love to say that this act and that act is overrated in NXT, but they're not properly fleshed out yet. They're still developing. They're still, they're still.
And everyone's over in NXT, it seems.
Exactly. So, and I mean, I don't get the goo goo gaga that's over Alexa Bliss right now either. But I mean, Alexa is a sound worker now in the ring and that stuff. I don't think she's on the level of a Trish Stratus or Mickey James as of yet.
No, I think the illusion for Alexa is the fact that every 35-year-old guy who lives in their mom's basement wants crack with her.
And I mean, like, the whole thing recently now with her selfie being the most favorited photo of the year off of the WWE Twitter account or something like that. That stuff, because of the speculation of, oh, okay, did she get +2s or not? And it's just kind of like, well. And then you watch Monday Night Raw and she hardly gets involved in the match and that stuff. It's like, well, that's probably the answer to your question, did she get +2s or not? The fact that she wasn't physically involved, but it's such a non-issue that it's I would like to. I mean, I'll still stick with R-Truth for my overrated, but Alexa Bliss to me is probably right up there with a 1B. How's that? 1 and 1B.
Sounds good.
You had two choices. I'll do those two there.
All right.